Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got another interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the hottest thing in basketball right now, which is Victor Wembanyama, especially given the fact that there's nothing really happening in this offseason. But before we get into it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this. Victor Wembanyama has basically been making a lot of headlines, some for good reasons, some for negative reasons. Good reasons because now he's finally made his debut on the NBA stage. Bad reasons for some of the things that a particular incident that he got himself involved, but he didn't get himself involved, and I believe he got dragged into it. So those are the two major storylines. And of course, his play on the basketball court. His first outing in the NBA Summer League was a disappointing one, especially for those that were really, really high on the Victor Wembanyama stock. A lot of people placed a lot of stock in what they thought he would be able to do, and for whatever reason, they were ready to write him off after just one subpar game. But in the very next game that he played, which was last night, of course, in Summer League, he went out there and had a fantastic showing. He had like 27 points, 12 rebounds, shot about 63% from the field. And he had a very good game. And then all of a sudden, some people calmed down. Some people are now saying that they see the upside in this game. Now, prior to this, we had produced a show around the relationship between Victor Wembanyama and the media. Now, at the time, some people out there like Gilbert Arenas and others were basically saying that, look, we feel like Victor Wembanyama is being set up to fail because people are out there heaping so much praise on him. We've heard some publications basically say that he may be the best prospect in American sports or in sports history, excuse me. Some people like Chris Broussard and these guys were saying if he goes on or to be Kevin Garnett or Kevin Durant or whatever it is, he'll be considered a fail. I mean, crazy stuff. If he's not better than Tim Duncan, or if he has a career like Tim Duncan, that'll be considered a failure. When Tim Duncan is arguably the greatest power forward of all time, a top 10 guy. So if you're a top 10 guy, how can you possibly be considered a failure? Which means that a lot of people believe that this guy, in terms of basketball, has the potential to be greater than Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is at the pinnacle of basketball. He's universally regarded as the best player to ever play the sport. So if you're saying that means that you expect him to either be as good as MJ in terms of impact or to be better. That's essentially what you're saying there. And I just thought that was absolutely ridiculous. Let him have a season or two before we start heaping that type of praise. Michael Jordan was an anomaly unto himself, right? An absolute anomaly. If you go and look at MJ's numbers his first year in the NBA, scoring 28 points per game, getting 6 rebounds a game, 6-something rebounds, 5-point-something assists, over a steal per game. That was in his rookie year in the NBA. He's an anomaly, a total anomaly. So to compare other players to him, I think is unfair to the players that they're comparing to him. And the minute you start doing that, you create a very problematic situation for the guy that you're comparing to Michael Jordan. So what happened? Yesterday, he went out there and had a very, very good bounce back game too. And then he was questioned by the media to just kind of give a sense on what he thought, what his thoughts were about the second game. And Victor Wembanyama said something pretty interesting about his relationship moving forward with the media, for the media, at least for the next few months. But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me just quickly get into this article here. We got this from fadeawayworld.net. It says Victor Wembanyama is tired of NBA media. I'm probably going to disappear from the media for the next few months. Victor Wembanyama has been thrown right into the deep end with what it means to be a superstar in the NBA. He had an off-court scandal with Britney Spears while being called a generational bust because of a dismal debut for the San Antonio Spurs in Summer League. After explaining what he plans to do after Summer League is over, Wembanyama let everyone know that he thinks the next few months will be life-changing for him and he will disappear from the media. I'm not playing in the World Cup. I got 2 or 3 great months that are coming and they're going to change my life. I'm probably going to disappear from the media for the next few months, honestly. First of all, let's give him a clap for that. Let's give him a clap for that. In a subsequent article, I came across something else that they said from Fadeaway World, where they basically said Victor Wembanyama didn't want to attend summer players party at Tao nightclub because he wanted to sleep and prepare for the game. I'm already liking this guy. I'm already becoming a fan of this guy. Let me tell you why. Victor Wembanyama seems like somebody that is serious about his job. And I've always gravitated towards serious people and people that are serious about their work. This is what we're talking about right now. He understands fully that, listen, you see, you got to understand what time it is. Place, time, everything. Here you are. You are being touted as arguably the greatest prospect in sports history. Some people are getting ready to say you're going to be better than Michael Jordan, who's at the pinnacle of your sport. You then go out there and have a abysmal Game 1 debut. And then the guy says to himself, he says, you know what? He didn't give himself an out. This is what I like about the guy. He didn't give himself an out. What am I talking about by saying an out? An out would be, oh, well, you know, I'm only 19 years old, so therefore I should be allowed to have my fun. I should be able to go out, kick it with the guys, go to the club, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's just fun. You see, here's the fundamental difference with Victor Wembanyama and everybody else that went out. None of those dudes are Victor Wembanyama. None of those dudes are being projected to be arguably the greatest player in NBA history. None of them. How many 19-year-olds walking around on planet Earth are in Victor Wembanyama's position? Nobody. So therefore, he understands that he's in a very, very unique circumstance. And therefore, you cannot apply man of the reason logic to your current circumstance. And what is profound is that he gets that. Now, does this have to do with maybe his upbringing? Does this have to do with his inner circle? I don't know. But I can tell just based on what I just heard just now, this guy has some sound counseling around him. Because you would have to be out of it to understand the position that you're in terms of Victor Wembanyama and then be going to a club. Bro, what is wrong? What would be wrong with you? You don't understand what time it is? You don't understand that you need laser focus to get where you need to be in your career? You don't understand that? Now, am I saying that he shouldn't go out? No. I'm not saying that at all. Am I saying he shouldn't have fun? No. What I'm saying is that you need to understand why you're in that position to begin with. Going to the club and doing all of those things will add absolutely zero value to your life. We know this. It's recreational. It's just for fun. And I think Victor understands, listen, I'm in a foreign country, because he is. He's in a country that's not where he was born and raised. He has to understand the environment. He has to understand the culture. He now has to adapt to an NBA game. And he says to himself, listen. I don't need any distractions. I already like this guy. He's not up there twerking it up, trying to peacock for you. He understands. I already like him. I like his disposition towards his work. He is what you call a serious person. Now, do I know Victor Wembanyama? No. Do I know any stories about him? No. I know based off of what are the things that I've read, that I've heard, and so far what I've heard and what I've read, I like it. He seems like a serious person. And I don't gravitate toward jokers. People that have useless conversations that lead nowhere. That's not my lane. There are a lot of people that love it. They can sit there, shoot the breeze for 2-3 hours, and we didn't have one sensible conversation. That's not my thing. So I really, really like what he said. And I like the fact that, listen, he understands that, listen, everything that I say, these guys are going to hold it against me in the court of public opinion. Everything that I say. So let them go out there and talk, and let my game do the talking for me. Brilliant mental disposition in my personal view. So what I want to know from you guys is simply this. What do you think about what Victor Wembanyama had to say? What do you think about my analysis of this particular topic? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.